Howdy y'all, today is February 17th, aftermath of the snow here. It's beautiful with the sun kind of on it. It's a couple inches deep, so it was a good little snow, that's for sure. But gonna go ahead and check on the chickens, make sure everybody is doing all right. So far no frozen eggs, so that's good, but all the water is frozen, so I'm gonna go ahead, thaw all that out really quick. Really glad that I have that water heater kicked on, already warmed up. Roosters are all huddled up. I don't blame them. That Americana rooster is under that chair over there. Can't see him too good, but he looks cold. He knows how to get in though, but these guys are just hanging out. Gonna go ahead, get them some food and water because I'm sure that water's frozen. Yup. Get them done. Also, this one chicken in here I have, I'll probably turn that heat lamp on for her because she's the only one. The snow was really blowing in there. But get her some food and water too. That looks a little sketchy. That little bit of snow hanging over there. It's nothing that coop can't take though. It is well boarded up on the top. Looking at the seeds today, we have some Brussels sprouts starting to come up. This one over here is probably the biggest looking one. It looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I've only planted this many. So I'll plant these here soon, not quite yet. Over here, we've got the broccoli looking pretty good, getting a little taller every day. Nothing else is coming up just yet. Nothing on the onions, nothing on the peppers, but they'll get there. So peaceful out, just beautiful. Howdy y'all, today is February 19th. It's currently 45 degrees, so the snow is slowly starting to melt. You can see it out there a little more. But it's a really pretty day out overall. Just working on chicken chores. Gonna go ahead and put some more straw in the nesting boxes, clean those up a little bit. Put down some bedding, grab the bag. And that's about it. I might look at the coops a little bit, as far as the mobile coops, and just see what sort of wood I need to do what I want with them as far as making new roost bars. The chickens always love new bedding. I ran out, so I had to grab a little bit more straw for them, but I scraped that whole top board off because the speckled Sussex at night like roosting up there, so I can get a little junky. But chicken tried to jump up on me. But I got a few boxes done. They're exploring. Just have 2 more. So the room is at about 70 degrees and the plants are doing pretty good. So here's the Brussels sprouts. Starting to get a few more leaves on them, so that looks good. Not seeing anything on the onions just yet, but the broccoli's looking really good. We've got quite a lot of those coming up. Starting to get some nice looking little leaves going. Nothing on the peppers, but looks like things are coming along nice. The other day, my mom did plant some, looks like some peppers here. So we're getting some more of those going. People really like the big gems. We liked them. They're perfect for chili, so we're definitely doing those again this year. I am gonna go ahead and do some more planting today. I have this handy dandy whiteboard that I have everything kind of timed out on what I'm planting when. I'm gonna go ahead and get a few more tomatoes going today though. So I'll be doing San Marzano today as well as Yellow Perfection. I only have a few of the yellow tomatoes left, I think. Yeah, only 6. I planted these last year, but I overwatered and killed all of them, so maybe I'll have better luck this year. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these planted. I'm not gonna do any more tomatoes this year. So I'll have 30 plants. My mom has a bunch of tomatoes planned, so I'm gonna let her do the bulk of the tomatoes this year. I will go ahead and plant some others, just use up some seeds and then sell them if people want some tomato starts. And yesterday I did pop a timer on that light, so that way it'll just turn on. I think I have it set for 9 o'clock. I don't remember. Let's see. Yeah, 9 to 6. So that's really nice to have on there, just because everything is finally starting to pop up. Things are really melting. Got a river running down the side of the chicken coop here. It is gonna get super muddy really quickly. Howdy, y'all. Today is February 20th. It's in the 50s. It feels really nice. Still got some snow on the ground though. I'm gonna walk back to the chickens and I'm gonna see if I can sneak up on them, and they are just dead silent, but as soon as I start talking to them they just all start chattering away and they get really noisy. So see if I can catch that on video today. My shadow hit the coop and kind of ruined the surprise, so I didn't get it, but they're always really quiet when I walk up, but when I start talking to them then they start just going crazy. Most all the snow is melting. Got a little bit from the shadow there. The hose is kind of frozen, so I'm gonna let it thaw a little bit. It's been sitting on the north side of the barn here and that's still all covered in snow, but that should be plenty thawed out by the time I'm done getting the roosters. Doodle-doo, the one eating out of the feed bin right now, is usually the one that claims it and he runs everyone else off. So I scatter some around, but they usually wind up chasing each other for a little while until it gets sorted out. But everybody does get food. So my dad was working on putting up some siding on the chicken coop here. Originally, I was thinking about tearing the coops down every year and rebuilding it, but that's too much work. I don't want to have to store it and then all that hardware cloth, chicken wire wouldn't be much fun to try and recreate the whole thing. So it's just easier to leave it up, and it looks pretty hillbilly-ish driving up and just seeing the plywood up here. So to kind of tie it in a little bit, we had a bunch of extra siding, so went ahead and framed out the windows and make it look nice, and it just kind of ties in a lot better. It looks so much better than what it did. So just about done with that. I mainly worked in the barn cleaning it up. Upstairs is really nice now, so just got to do a little bit more downstairs. Rusty's been acting a little off today. I hope he's doing all right. Red Ryder's driving him crazy, but typically he's out hanging out with us in the barn or doing something, but I don't know, he's been kind of fluffed up, just being a little loner today, so hopefully he's okay. Just kind of weird for him. All the other roosters are acting just fine and being typical roosters, but poor Rusty's just hanging out by himself. Howdy, yeah, today is February 21st. I brought out a couple tomatoes. I have 12 that sprouted out of the 15, so pretty good. So I'm just gonna slowly start bringing those out. All the Brussels sprouts are up that I've planted so far. And we have one onion starting right down in there. You can kind of see it coming up. But that's about it as far as onions. It looks like all the broccoli is doing great. No peppers yet, but things are coming along really nice up here. I'm happy to see Rusty back to his normal self today, so we can keep on cleaning up that food I spilled. Starting to do some work on the coops now. The right side of this nesting box was too far gone to save. I was able to save the other half, but I went ahead and cut this part out. Chickens had managed to kind of start stripping the wire, and there just wasn't anything left to hang on. So I'm gonna redo that side and then reinforce the other side. Getting there, you guys. It's just all these small little cuts for, you know, get you over there. All the little pieces you got to cut out, bending this stuff. It just takes a little bit of time, but starting to staple it and get things leveled out here. So this one will be done here soon. Howdy out. Today is February 22nd. As you can hear, we're getting some pretty good rain right now, so it is really muddy out there. It looks like it's going to be raining for several hours, so it kind of feels like spring actually. It feels good out. We're in the high 50s. And typical thunderstorm blowing through right now. So doing the chicken chores really quick. There's not much going on. Probably just take off after that. Chickens are good. Let's go see if we've got any more onions popping up. Got just a couple more that I can see. There was the one that was yesterday. We've got a little one starting, where is it? Over here, a little bitty green. And there's another really tiny one I don't even think you'll be able to see just yet on camera. But gonna go ahead and get everything watered. Did quite a bit more planting yesterday, as well as get set up for some more. So we were cranking out a lot of plants this year. I think my mom started some eggplant, and she has some plans for more coming here soon. Today is the 23rd. I pulled up and I saw hens and roosters. What are you doing out, Houdini? What are you doing out? And here comes Miss Frizzle. So they got out again. And I double checked that lock last night before I left. So something's happening and they are letting themselves out. Aren't you? You guys are being bad. Being bad chickens. Alright, well, you can go check on everybody and make sure they're good. I'm not sure how they're getting out, but it's just a simple little latch mechanism here. Whether they're doing it from the inside, actually flipping it up, or maybe when Rusty comes down off the coop, he somehow hits it. I don't know, but the chickens are getting out somehow. But I don't know. It's probably about 50-50. Half are in there and half are out running around right now. I was happy to see when I was pulling in that fridge is gone. So it sat up there as a lawn decoration for a little while, but glad someone finally picked it up for whatever they want to use it for. Chicken, you are not supposed to be in the fire pit. You don't want to become roasted chicken. Come on, get out there. Put that over that for a reason. They saw me come out here, so they're interested and gonna mosey out a little further. Currently just filling up their water. One thing I would like to get done today is kind of set up to put the chickens out on all the stockpiled grass along the edge and back of the property. I'll start them up on the road and work them back. Probably just one group of chickens at the moment because I have one coop good to go. Until I kind of make some more repairs on the other coops. I don't know what group of chickens I'm going to put out or if it's just going to be a mix-up of a bunch of different breeds, but I do want to go ahead and start moving them out. Tomorrow is going to be chilly, but Sunday on looks like fantastic weather, so it'd be a good time to go ahead and get the chickens out. This chicken is just dead set on hanging out in the fire pit. I know I burned some things in there with nails and stuff, so I don't really want chickens in there, but maybe she's making a nest out of it. I don't know. Got the old electric net out of storage. Gonna go ahead and roll it out and get it set up. So it should be pretty simple because I did roll it up good. I might need two hands for this. Doing a little bit more work on the coops today. I'm adding these supports underneath the nesting boxes just to give a little bit more support there. I already did it on the other side. But the problem I'm having is this wood's cracking, so I'm gonna drill a little pilot hole, see if I can like get lucky. If not, I'm just gonna put a washer on it and call it a day. So shouldn't be too hard. About halfway. Looks good. Drill a little pilot hole. I don't see how many times I can drop this screw. Still cracked, so gonna need some washers for this. So this one was starting to split already, so I didn't bother running it in all the way. I need to grab some more washers because I'm out, but when you put the washer on there, it does suck it up a lot better, even if it does happen to split. Now I'm just doing some thinking on the higher roost bars in these coops. Originally, my plan was to take the old roost bars out. They're the exact same height as the nesting boxes, and the chickens generally just tended to pile in the nesting boxes and make a mess of eggs, crack eggs, and ultimately ruin the nesting boxes. Like the actual staples and everything were falling out because you had a lot of weight in chickens just piling up. And I don't want to do that again this year. So I need some higher up roosts because chickens like going up high. And I currently have, you know, this side worked out pretty good. I'm going to nail something on the side, set the board on top, nail it down. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with the back side yet because I don't want the chickens perching over the nesting boxes still. So I might need to leave this roost bar in and prop it up somehow and make it stable. Thinking through that, but this coop's pretty much done. I do need to get another piece, well, quite a few pieces, because I want to do this to all the coops because there's an issue in pretty much all the coops. So many chickens in the barn. I'm not complaining because at least they're eating, you know, some scraps of food and whatnot. I have no idea how much you got over here. What are y'all chickens doing? But yeah, I'll be shooing them out here soon. I am going to open up that garage door though, so they'll probably all come running in even more so in a minute. Went ahead and let the pearl whites, Marins, yeah, what was the other chicken I had in there? Oh, the Australorps out. It's a pretty nice day out, so I figured they probably enjoy it as well. Kind of interested to see what all the chickens do. Got a Sussex hanging out in there, but they're mostly staying to themselves. The pearl whites, when I free ranged them, they were always the first chicken that would disappear off the farm. They're a pretty flighty bird, so you wouldn't think so, but because they're white, they stand out like a sore thumb on green pasture, so they were always the first to get picked off, and my darker birds would generally survive longer. The longest living bird I ever had free ranging were a speckled Sussex. They just wouldn't die. They lived forever. I had one that was 7 years old and then disappeared. We did have a little bit of a coyote problem. And this is all in reference to when I was farm manager at a different farm, not my own. So anyways, they get watched really well while I'm out here with them, so I'm not worried about anything running off. I got the roost bar out of this coop. The nesting box looks good enough. This one wasn't too bad. This one was the speckled Sussex coop, and they weren't really laying. They weren't out in this coop too terribly long, so the nesting box is still in good shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out to the corner up by the road here where all that tall grass starts. And then tomorrow I'll work on putting in the roost bars. I might do one, might do two, one shorter, one taller, I don't know yet. But tomorrow's actually gonna be kind of cold, so we'll see how much I get done on it. I might just do it all on Sunday. All right, I've got one coop in position. Gonna go ahead and run two because the strip is long enough, or I should say wide enough for two coops. So might as well put another one beside it there and run them on down. Reasons why you can't have anything nice. Good thing they're not in bloom. It didn't take long for the hens to figure it out either. They're flying the coop. Another reason you can't have anything nice when you got chickens out. That was my nice little flower bed with the mums. Yeah, that mulch is toast. You know, I never noticed how much longer this piece was, but now that I've got it up on the driveway, it was easier to see how much this was actually dragging. So that one had to go. The other side's pretty good though. So while I was downstairs and outside working on chicken coops, both my parents were here, and they put up some foil just to kind of help direct the light back down on the plants, and it's doing a really nice job of that. My mom also put some saran wrap on the peppers, hoping that'll help capturing some more heat, moisture, and those will germinate. Also, another fun thing is my dad planted some carrots down here, so I'm going to try that out and see how those work.